Interest to our proceedings today, the impending arrival and departure of important personnel was announced by striking the ship's bell in order to assemble the crew. Actual arrival or departure was signaled by the ship's bosun by blowing the pipe. Because sailing ships were seldom tied to a pier, personnel transfers on and off usually involved a small boat and a vertical ladder on the ship's side. Because climbing the ladder of a heaving ship often resulted in an unplanned swim, ladies and distinguished gentlemen were hoisted on and off the ship with what is called a bosun chair. Therefore, part of making ready for arrivals and departures was gathering together side boys to haul the lines for the bosun chair. On deck, they would form two rows, which the dignitary would then pass between. The formation you see here today is the successor of that time-honored tradition. The actual number of side boys at that time was governed by the weight of the person they were hauling on and off the ship. Thankfully, the number of side boys has been standardized by rank rather than weight. Please be aware that as you watch the side boys render salutes, listen to the ship's bell as it is rung, to the bosun mate as they blow the pipe, to the officers as they address the assembly, and as official documents are read. You are not only participating in official business, but also in time-honored naval traditions. In keeping with these proud traditions, will the guests please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the national anthem and invocation. Rear Admiral, United States Navy, arriving. Rear Admiral, United States Navy, arriving. Bosun, retire the side boys. Color guard, parade the colors. Our national anthem will be performed by Navy Band Southwest. Again. Schwerin, now on the invitation.
Creator and giver of life, we live glad this Thanksgiving that love has author of C.M. Shores. We give you thanks for this intersection of education. Body, mind, and spirit. We remember now Anthony and who have been with him and behind him, those who could be here and those who could not, but who have surrounded him from his love. We thank you for Alicia, Brian, Bessie, Ava, Brayden, and the love that makes for resilience. May we rejoice, God, in your life as it's in our lives. Grateful that you have been our guides. Thank you for his life of service, preparation, most training. Help him to live the dreams unmet and tasks left to others to accomplish. Release his colleagues from depending on him and we turning to them so that there's peace where he is in his life. It takes courage to imagine horizons where time is an ocean and there is another. Grant him time to run, to laugh, to play, as to live as a child. Give him curiosity to open doors and a lived life for those behind him in ages past. Grant that you may look back with graciousness on the years that are past. Release his spirit to appreciate the quiet blessings he did not have time to count. Slow his time, that he may live well. Give him to know what is his future now, that he may daily hear that love serves. Giver of life, grant her, we pray, and right. Give bless the information receives planted across the towers. May they know that gladness like your peace can win and wave to their next children.
Will the guests please be seated? Good morning. Welcome you all to the Rear Admiral and distinguished 30-year military career. We pay homage to your Emperor Schwerin and thank you for your many contributions which have made our Navy a stronger and more capable force in our never-ending fight for peace in this sometimes troubled world. Thank you for your many hours of dedication and personal initiative that have helped to make Navy Personnel Command the proud professional organization that it is today. As this day signifies the end of one phase in your life, it also launches the beginning of another. So our gathering today also gives us the opportunity to wish you and your family every success in the future as you look forward to new challenges and rewards. We express our gratitude to Navy Band Southwest for providing today's music, and to Point Loma High School's Navy Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps for providing our escorts, side boys, and flag detail. I would like to extend an especially warm welcome to Admiral Schwerin's wife, Alicia, their sons, Tate, Brayden, and Riley, along with Riley's wife, Esme, and their daughter, Ava. We are also grateful for Bishop Daniel Schwerin, Admiral Schwerin's brother, who is joined today by his wife, Julie. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Rear Admiral Schwerin's honorary guest speaker, Rear Admiral Benjamin E. Baran, United States Navy. Admiral Baran is a native of Steubenville, Ohio. He is a 2002 graduate of Villanova University, where he earned a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and Communication, and was commissioned through the Navy Reserve Officer Training Corps program. He holds a master's degree in industrial and organizational psychology and a PhD in organizational science from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. He earned his joint professional military education from the U.S. Naval War College and Joint Forces Staff College. A plank owner aboard USS Preble, DDG-88, Baran served an extended tour as electrical officer and assistant chief engineer in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. He subsequently transferred to the selected reserve and served as the officer in charge of an operational support unit. In 2009, Baran transferred to the Human Resource Community and was assigned to Navy Reserve Navy Personnel Command. Mobilized in support of Operation Enduring Freedom, Baran advised the Afghan National Police with NATO training, mission mobilized in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. With NATO training mission, Afghanistan Combined Security Transition Command. Mentors include Navy Reserve Expeditionary Combat Readiness Center, Detachment Charlie, NRAPC, and U.S. Fleet Forces, NY. He served on active duty from October 2021 to September 2022 with Navy Personnel Command's Talent Management Task Force. Baran's decorations include the Legion of Merit, Defense Meritorious Service Medal, Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal, Military Outstanding Voluntary Service Medal, and various unit and campaign medals and ribbons. Baran is a certified senior professional in human resources, and his research on human resource management and related topics has appeared in numerous scholarly journals. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Rear Admiral Ben Baran.
Rear Admiral Scott Rustin and his wife Andrea, Rear Admiral Brad Dunham and his wife Carolyn, Rear Admiral Don Plummer and his wife Valerie, Rear Admiral Dave Storr, Rear Admiral Rich Meyer, and Rear Admiral David Barnes. Your presence is an honor to all of us. Just as distinguished and important are Rear Admiral Schwerin's family members who are with us here today. His wife Alicia, whom we'll hear from later, his sons Riley, Braden, and Tate, his daughter-in-law and Riley's wife Esme, and their daughter, Mike's granddaughter, Ava. Welcome to you all. And welcome to Rear Admiral Schwerin's brother, Bishop Daniel Schwerin. Thank you for your thoughtful invocation. And welcome to Daniel's wife, Julie. Last but certainly not least, welcome to Rear Admiral Schwerin's mother, Mary, who couldn't be with us in person today, but is joining us online. I'm humbled by the opportunity to attempt to offer a few thoughts on this important occasion. And it is an important occasion. It's a noteworthy and remarkable milestone in Rear Admiral Schwerin's life and career. It's a noteworthy and remarkable milestone for our Navy. And by commemorating it, we, appropriately, situate it within the context and great tradition of who we are, what we do, and why this work in the maritime profession of arms matters. Rear Admiral Schwerin, Mike, how did we get here? In some ways, it feels like just a short time ago we met. You began what has turned into almost 15 years of mentoring and friendship. You're a role model for me, and I know for many others, of the qualities and values that comprise leadership and service. That service for Mike began more than 30 years ago he reported to Navy Education and Training Command in Newport, Rhode Island. From there, his career took him around the country, serving at various times in various leadership positions at units in Millington, Tennessee, here in San Diego, in Little Creek and Arlington, Virginia, and back in Newport. Mike answered the call in the middle of 2018 and spent the next year leading personnel management of forces overseas in Djibouti. And as a flag officer, Mike led the Navy's Talent Management Center of Excellence and our reserve human resources community from his leadership role at Navy Personnel Command. It's impressive to say the least. And yet, what I've found most impressive, particularly as a flag officer, Mike, is how you continually sought to recognize and include sailors, boosting their pride in themselves and in their work. I've seen you do this in front of groups, calling out someone's accomplishments or recognizing people in some way. But perhaps what's even more noteworthy is that I've seen you do it in small ways, one by one, finding people who might not get noticed enough, who might not feel like they're part of the team. You found them, and you brightened their day. And, I'm sure, provided them with a boost of long-term motivation, a handshake, a kind word, or simple questions about them or what they do. That work made our Navy better and stronger, just like the work you did in the formal roles you've held and the important efforts that you've led. When I talked with Mike about today's ceremony, he asked me to recognize in particular his family. That too is appropriate. It is right and proper to acknowledge the service of Alicia, Riley, Braden, Tate, and in more recent years, Esme and Ava. Military service demands much of those of us in uniform, but it also demands much of those who support those of us in uniform. To the Schwerin family, you've spent myriad holidays and special occasions apart. You've had to navigate great challenges without your husband or your dad there to assist. The challenges of military service are such that they sometimes make tough situations at home even tougher. And so it is indeed appropriate and right to thank each of you for your service here today. Riley, Braden, and Tate, your dad has been in the Navy longer than you've been alive. His Navy service is something you likely just take for granted. It's a fact about him, like that he's tall and bald. Alicia, although you were certainly alive before Mike joined the Navy, not calling you old, you've shouldered more unexpected burdens than you possibly could have imagined during these past 30 years. The Navy and our nation owe you a great debt of gratitude for your support, for your service. Thank you. Thank you, the Schwerin family, for your service. Today is absolutely about you, too. One reason Mike and I get along so well is that we're both nerds. And in fact, we come from a similar corner of the kingdom of nerds. These people who like to collect data about people's perceptions and then use those types of data to inform decisions. So I thought I'd collect a little bit of data about people's perceptions of Mike. I created a short survey, and with Alicia's help, collected some responses. I'll delve into summarizing these a bit, but first, my scientific analysis of these data overall suggests three big themes. Number one, people really care about you, Mike. They really are so proud of you. Number two, people truly think highly of you and look forward to spending more time with you. And number three, Riley wants to remind you that you're bald. Like, really bald. And you should use your extra time in retirement to shine your head. So, on to the specific questions. In the interest of time, I'll just share a few representative responses from each one. Here was the first question that I asked. When you think about Mike's many years of service, what would you want to say to him as he retires? Rob Williams, Mike's brother-in-law twice removed, said, "Thank you for the many years of selfless service to the Navy and our amazing country. You and many like you have allowed us to breathe easy, knowing that you have our back. Mike, I know you'll miss the work. You will miss the Navy. But as much as you'll miss it, I believe the Navy will miss you more." Roger and Adele, Mike's in-laws, said, "Congratulations on a job well done. You've made us very proud." Mike's friend Cindy said, "You thought Djibouti was tough. Wait until you deal with no-cal traffic." And Alicia responded, "I am so incredibly proud of you. Your hard work, dedication to the Navy and your community has taken you so far, and you made sure to reach out and bring others with you." Question 2. When thinking about Mike's career, what might you want to say to his immediate family and those who supported him in a special way during these 3 decades? Captain Will Mueller said, "I would like to thank them for their sacrifice and dedication to supporting him throughout his career. It's never easy juggling family, civilian requirements, and the Navy when you are a reservist, and making it to the flag level is a true family team effort." Mike's mom added, "Everyone has had a part in this journey and a part in today." And his in-laws chimed in with more, saying to Alicia, Riley, Braden, and Tate, "You've had many ups and downs over these 30 years, but have been the overwhelming force in Mike's forward motion. You are all a force to be reckoned with." I then asked a series of deliberately quick and kind of silly questions. Question 1, what do you like the most about Mike? Answers included his laughter, his smile, his awkward humor, the way he loves his family, and of course, his slick haircut. Question 2, if a stranger walked up to you and said, "Hey, you know Rear Admiral Mike Schwerin? What's he like?" How might you respond? Answers included that he's serious, but goofy, always driven, caring, and trustworthy. Chris Carter added, "That dude is a Green Bay fan." And Alicia was sure to point out, "Back off, he's taken." Question 3, in his Navy retirement, what should Mike do with his extra time? Answers here included unwind, relax and find joy, be with his family, shine his head, thanks again, Riley, visit his in-laws in Chicago, and most importantly, polish his Peloton pedals. Question 4, what should Mike buy his wife, Alicia, as a token of his love and appreciation? Some answers here were thoughtful and non-materialistic, like his presence will be all she needs and just to share time. Other people went the other direction and suggested whatever she wants. A condo in San Diego, a diamond bracelet, a girls trip, and Brewers tickets. Alicia herself chimed in, wondering about the intentions of my survey, responding with, "Was this all a ploy to get me to tell Mike what to buy me?" A few people also offered additional unsolicited stories about Mike's service and just how much they care about him and are proud of him and his family. So there you have it, Mike. A characterization of your career informed by people who really know you well and care about you and your family. Thank you for your service, Rear Admiral Schwerin, and thank you to the Schwerin family for yours. May God bless you all, may God bless the United States Navy, and may God bless this great country of ours.
Rear Admiral Schwerin, please step forward for the awarding of citations. Will the guests please rise? Military members, attention to award. The President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Legion of Merit, Gold Star in lieu of the second award, to Rear Admiral Michael J. Schwerin, United States Navy, for services set forth in the following citation. For exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service as Deputy Reserve Commander on the staff of Navy Personnel Group, Millington, Tennessee, from October 2021 to September 2024, exhibiting superb leadership as a Reserve HR Community Admiral. Rear Admiral Schwerin played an integral part in the cultivation of policy and direction for the community of many reserve resources. Including writing reserve officers, conducting engagement with reserve force and personnel members. Additionally, as the Town Management Center of Excellence Director, his vision and leadership are essential for building and sustaining mining diversity in the Navy Leadership Assessment Program. His efforts to modernize the way feedback is given and received by transforming military performance counseling with Coach Life Tools. Furthermore, his visionary approach to consider development, assessment, and selection related performance evaluation guided the force management board and synchronized initiatives across the minor HR lines, which resulted in extraordinary levels of mission accomplishment. Rear Admiral Schwerin's superior performance of duties highlights the culmination of 40 years of honorable and dedicated service. By his superior leadership, keen judgment, and loyal dedication to duty, Rear Admiral Schwerin reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. For the President, RJG, Vice Admiral of the United States Navy. Rear Schwerin will now present the staff. That was flown over Canada to BDR, the location where he was forward deployed from 2018 to 2019 by Commander Benjamin. Admiral Schwerin is also being presented with presidential letters of appreciation from President Joe Biden and President Barack Obama. Certificates of appreciation from the Secretary of the Navy, the Honorable Carlos Totoro, and the Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Lisa Trinchetti. A Fleet Reserve Retirement Certificate and letter of appreciation from the Chief of Naval Reserve, Vice Admiral Nancy McCoy. A military certificate of appreciation signed by Governor Toomey Evers for the state of Wisconsin. Reserve flag room plaque, an official proclamation from the city of Waukesha, Wisconsin, declaring October 1st Michael J. Schwerin Day. Make sure to mark that on your calendar for next year, next fall. And a letter of recognition from the Waukesha High School. We'll now have the pleasure of hearing a few remarks from Admiral Schwerin's wife, Alicia.
Good morning, welcome. I just want to first take a deep breath. And I want to say thank you sincerely so much for all of you who have traveled near and far, just making time today to celebrate Mike and our family. You all each have a special place in our hearts. So, just a little backstory. A few months ago, we started planning all of it. Mike asked if I would like to speak. I said, microphone, aircraft carrier, captive only. Sure. So here we are, lucky. But then I was thinking about all the options, got a little overwhelmed. So a few weeks ago, I thought I might need some help. So my kids have turned me on to ChatGPT. And so I decided the prompt should be, what could we write for the retirement for Rear Admiral of the lower half, Michael Schwerin, in the voice of Dave Chappelle. And here's what we got. Sorry, I just want to see if I can make him smile a little bit. That's all for them. So, Mike and I have been together for as long as he's been in the Navy. Mike is retiring with 30 years of service, and this May we're going to celebrate 30 years of marriage. So, just thinking back of all these years, I was remembering walking around the track at Fitness Center at Southern Illinois University and talking to Mike about his journey, just trying to get into the Navy. And what some of you don't know is that it actually took Mike 3 tries to get into the Navy. And what you also may not know is that when he first joined the Navy, Mike couldn't swim. So, true story, on his first lesson here in San Diego, Mike went backwards. The lesson was so bad that the instructor gave him his money back and said, we'll try again next week. But none of this deterred him. And from those early conversations, I could see how much service and working towards something greater than himself. And going after his goals, and for the first few weeks of dating, I could even see how love and sacrifice made up the fabric of who Mike is. And that resonated deeply with me. It is love and service and sacrifice that have been the hallmarks of Mike's career in the Navy. His love for our country, the Navy, and for those that he's had the honor to serve alongside. He's had the privilege of conducting research aboard the Eisenhower, studying the effects of the first women deployed for the first time on that ship. He's spent time serving in casualty affairs, speaking with family members after the devastating effects of 9/11. He served in the Joint Task Force in Djibouti, Africa, or deployed for over a year. And then most recently, he served as the Deputy Commander of the Navy Personnel Command, where he's worked to improve the lives of sailors, and then also has quietly, behind the scenes, supported, mentored, and championed sailors to improve their quality of life both in the Navy and with their families. In our family, love and service have also been a driving theme, and I see it reflected in our boys. In Riley's love to help others, his service time in the Marine Corps, and the air shows and Ava. Tate is a loyal friend and compassionate, and he cares deeply for the events in this world, and he's choosing to serve by studying. feel like it at the time, these were acts of love and service and sacrifice. And I'm so thankful for this teacher. So Michael, again, reflecting back on these 30 years and our journey of our lives together, I'm thankful that through love and through service to one another, we've overcome adversities, times apart, and been made stronger through sacrifice. And just to be clear, the sacrifice that I refer to isn't just giving something up, but it's literally the meaning of sacrifice is to make something sacred or holy. And sacrifice to me is about giving up something of value in order to make something else of value. Michael, you continue to live and lead by the example that love inspires service and service produces sacrifice. And that makes lives better. I'm so proud to call you my best friend and to celebrate you today. Thank you.
Rear Admiral Michael J. Schwerin is a native of Waukesha, Wisconsin. He's a 1988 graduate of Harvard University with Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, Master of Arts and Doctorate in Philosophy from Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, and joint professional military education with the U.S. Air Force Command and Staff College. He was commissioned as a Medical Service Corps research psychologist and subsequently transferred to the Human Resources community. He performed staff tours of various MPT&E units, including Navy Casualty, Center for Naval Leadership, Chief of Naval Operations NRI Navy Total Force, Officer Training Command Newport, and Navy Recruiting Command. His command tours include Commander, Navy Installations Command, Mobilization Detachment, San Diego, Expeditionary Combat Readiness Center, Mobilization Detachment, San Diego, and Navy Reserve Officer Training Command Newport. Mobilizations include assignments as Assistant Officer in Charge, Navy Mobilization Processing Site, San Diego, and Director of Manpower and Personnel, Combined Joint Task Force, Horn of Africa, during Operation Al-Qaeda, East Africa, Exorder, and Response. Personal awards include the Defense Superior Service Medal, Legion of Merit, Meritorious Service Medal, Navy Commendation Medal, Navy Achievement Medal, and various campaign unit and service medals. In civilian capacity, he is a senior behavioral scientist conducting research in time management, employee and organizational behavior among military personnel. He authored 22 peer-reviewed research publications, served as an associate editor for military psychology from 2004 to 2018, and was elected as fellow of the American Psychological Association in 2017, and earned senior professional in human resources and project management professional certifications. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Rear Admiral Michael J. Schwerin.
Thanks, Jimmy. Reverend Baran, thank you for the kind remarks. I appreciate that. You did your research. I did this introduction ceremony 2 weeks ago. I did my own research as part of my remarks to him and his wife Lindsay, and it is so nerdy that we both fell back on research for our remarks. It was a great honor this weekend. It's been a big deal. You are extraordinary people and extraordinary public servants. And I'm so glad and proud that you were selected as the 6th Navy Reserve Human Resources Flight Officer. I am beyond confident in your leadership and compassion as you continue to transform our Navy talent management systems and get our Navy Reserve Day 1 ready to mobilize when called upon. Thank you again for your friendship and celebrating my family's 30 years of Navy service. Friends, family, shipmates, good afternoon. Feels like afternoon. And I appreciate you coming out in your service dress well as in the sun, so thank you. And welcome to those who are joining us online. Special thanks to the Navy Region Southwest Band, Point Loma High School Navy Junior ROTC unit, and the staff of the USS Midway for a magnificent celebration of service. And a generous thank you for the people that made today's event happen. Lieutenant Colonel Retired Chris Carter, Commander Jonathan Jimmy Little,
Chief Sierra Matthews, Lieutenant Commander Eddie Santana, Commander Bo Bennett, and Command Master Chief Kenyatta Brown. There is an inordinate amount of planning that goes into an event like this. They executed it with precision, excellence, and a mindset of honoring a career of military service for both me and my entire family. So please join me in a round of applause and thanking them for today. Thanks also to my distinguished guests, Rear Admiral Don Valerie Plummer, Rear Admiral Brad and Carolyn Dunham, Rear Admiral Dave Storr, Rear Admiral Rich Meyer, Rear Admiral Dave Barnes, Rear Admiral Scott and Andrea Rusty. I'm so grateful for your friendship, wisdom, collaboration over the past 3 years. Our Navy and nation have significant risks looming, and it is reassuring to know that our sailors and all of those in our national defense are ready to deter, defend, and defeat any enemy that threatens ours or our allies' sovereignty. I'm tempted to address each and every one of you here today because you're all special and have meant a lot to our family. But you've opened up your hearts, your lives, your homes to make us feel welcome, and we look forward to spending time with you after the ceremony and at the reception this evening. To my family here watching online, thank you for a lifetime of love and support. To my mom, you showed Dan and I what hard work despite obstacles looked like. I remember the example that you set of hard work, perseverance, and appreciating the simple pleasures that brought joy into our life. You believed in and encouraged us. Also joining online are my in-laws, Roger and Adele Nicholson, and Roger and Karen St. Pierre. Roger and Adele, thank you for being there throughout our marriage and our military career. Late night drives up from Georgia for the birth of our boys, trips home to help during our mobilizations, and endless love and support. Roger and Karen, you've been a consistent, steady presence, supporting us in every step. Dan and Julie, thank you for being part of this very special day. As a big brother, you watched over me, you protected me, and helped me find success. You helped me find perspective and encouraged me through tough times. Our military families look much to promote in their service and sacrifices that are imposed upon them. Household moves, missed celebrations, and deployments. My boys would write me notes that I would keep in my travel folder so that I could think of them while I was away. And I still have those notes taped on the wall of my office. Your love continues to motivate me to be a better person every day. Riley, Esme, and Ava, I am so proud of you as a family starting your own new adventure. You work amazingly hard in your studies and are growing a new family together. Riley, you did what many people in our nation won't. You enlisted in the Marine Corps and experienced success. Although I'm proud of your accomplishments as a Marine, I'm more proud of your compassion, imagination, sense of right and wrong, and belief that we as a society can be better. Our nation needs people like you and Esme with a heart for others, a world that is starving for connection and compassion. Please accept these gifts for my appreciation for you. I am so proud and excited to see where you're engaging. I think back on my employment to your community when I miss you and societies with an informed and engaged electorate that are simultaneously productive, provide high-quality public service, and respect the environment. Your mom and I will always be your greatest supporter in your future journey. Brighton is our pure soul that exudes joy and experiences the world in unique and unknown ways. You have helped me become a more compassionate person, and through you, I've shared our journey and challenges with so many people. Each time we got to go to Disney and see you connect with characters, experience happiness, it overwhelms my heart with love, joy, and appreciation. Alicia, my best friend for over 30 years, we're celebrating our 30th anniversary next May. So we didn't see each other's remarks, but we came back to the same experiences. For those who didn't know our story, we got to know each other as friends at Southern Illinois University at Carbondale during the summer of 1994. Neither of us were looking to get into a relationship. I just completed my physical for my commission in the Navy, was wrapping up my PhD and getting ready to head off to Newport, Rhode Island for officer training. Alicia had a year remaining at Southern. We started working out together and going for pull-down walks on the track at the Student Recreation Center, and our friendship grew over the days and weeks. We found any and every excuse to spend time together. When I left for Newport, we wrote letters, and I would wait in line at the payphone to call her whenever I could. Our love started with, grew, and is sustained to this day by friendship and love for one another. You've been my greatest encourager, confidant, challenged me and supported me when I feel like I failed. We've done all this while tirelessly working on behalf of our boys and being part of so many lives here today. I don't have any other words to capture the depth of my appreciation, except I love you forever. There's one gift remaining today that I would ask you to help with for some great. He loves blowing, watching, and popping bubbles. Our ushers are going to make their way to the aisles and hand out some small bubble mods to each of you. After I pipe the not as I can pipe the it would be a great gift to me. Move to the side of the air where we walk ashore and blow a cloud of bubbles for him and us to walk through. Thank you all for being with us today. God bless you, our United States Navy, and the United States of America. Thank you.
Rear Admiral Schwerin will now read his retirement orders.
Retirement orders for Michael J. Schwerin, Bureau Navy Personnel, Order 1363. You are relieved of duty as Deputy Reserve Commander, Navy Personnel Command. You are relieved of all active duty service effective 01 October 2024. Signed, Wade Bays, Rear Admiral, United States Navy.
Thank you, Admiral. Please remain center stage. Bosun. Post aside, please. Stand by to pipe the side. Shipmate. Rear Admiral going ashore. Will the guests please rise for the benediction and remain standing for piping the side.
we bow our hearts. Author of creation, maker of each day, send us now in the power of love for lives of service. You who would be our hope, sustain our steps in grace, love, and peace. Amen.
Bell ring. Sound 6 bells. Rear Admiral Michael J. Schwerin, United States Navy, retired, departing. Guests, please proceed to the bottom of the carpet. Bell ringer. Sound 6 bells. Rear Admiral Schwerin and family, United States Navy, retired, departing. This time-honored tradition, they would also like